Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Just before I get into the transfer rumours today, let me just take a look at this from Vanarama, who've been sponsoring Transfer Daily. Thank you very much for that. Vanarama are giving away an Xbox or PS4 with FIFA 18 World Cup update. If you want to play FIFA 18 World Cup, all you got to do if you want to win one of these is just head over to @Vanarama on Twitter. Give them a follow and a retweet and of their pinned tweet to enter, and you could win yourself a PS4 or Xbox with the FIFA World Cup update. Of course, terms and conditions apply. Terms and conditions also apply to when you're buying players, as we know. And news coming out today about Gilson Martins. Now, we've been linked with this guy for a couple of weeks. He's an excellent winger, plays for Sporting Lisbon. Last season, he scored 13 goals and he had 13 assists. So a very good season. And Arsenal have been looking at him. Now, I spoke about this the other day that the Sporting Lisbon players were attacked on the training ground by their own fans who weren't too happy with their performances. Now I know why at Arsenal they have like lots of security around the training ground. If you ever go up there, it's a bit like going to an army base. You just, there's security everywhere. You want to see when I turn up there. But back on point, the Sporting Lisbon players got attacked. Right now, this has led to quite a few of the Sporting Lisbon players cancelling their contracts, saying that, listen, I don't want to play for this club no more. I want out. They've cancelled their contracts. And if you cancel your contract, you're free to leave. Now, a couple of developments on the Gilson Martins case. First of all, Arsenal interested in buying him. There's rumours that they offered 30 million euros. This was turned down by Sporting Lisbon. And then there's reports that Arsenal have gone back and said, we've got another offer for you, 30 million euros. The same, which doesn't seem to make sense. But that's what a lot of the speculation is. A lot of other speculation, though, flying around today is that Gilson Martins wants to cancel his contract. He wants out of the club. He wants to join Arsenal and sees this as a way out. Plus, as well, he's just like, I don't want to play for this club no more. I want to cancel my contract. So, this rumour is quite big at the moment. It's been reported a lot in Portugal. The rumours are coming out of Portugal, and that Arsenal are close to getting a deal done. And of course, we definitely need a winger. This guy's a very good winger. He's another player that we're going to get to see in the World Cup. But whether or not it develops this way will be really interesting to see. The other interesting thing about this is William Cavalli. He is another player at Sporting Lisbon who apparently, according to the reports, is going to cancel his contract. He wants out of the club as well. And he is another person, apparently, that has said, contract has been cancelled, get me out of here. Now, would Arsenal move for him? Because he'd be available, again, effectively on a free contract. All you'd have to do would be to negotiate his wages. And we know that Arsenal are in the market for a defensive midfielder. We know that William Cavalli nearly left the club last year. He was in lots of talks with West Ham. In the end, it fell through and he stayed at Sporting Lisbon. And, speaking to Portuguese football experts, they've said to me that, listen, he's ready now. He wasn't ready a couple of years ago. He was still a sort of young, nervous player. But now I think he's 26 and he is ready for the big challenge. He is ready for the Premier League. And certainly when you look at this guy, Portuguese international, very good player, very strong in the midfield area, good ball player as well. Surely Arsenal should be looking at him as well if he has indeed cancelled his contract. So it's going to be really interesting to see the developments around Sporting Lisbon. Of course, Arsenal are always one for an opportunity. And we've seen that many a times over the years. The signing of Mesut Ozil, Arsenal seized on an opportunity and managed to bring Ozil in. When we signed Aleksandr Lacazette last year, we seized on an opportunity there. He was supposed to go to Atletico Madrid. There was a transfer ban. Atletico couldn't sign him. Arsenal moved in and got their man. Remember that. It wasn't straight off Lacazette we were going for. we seized an opportunity. Could this be another opportunity here with Gilson Martins and William Cavalli that we could seize upon? We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Of course, the World Cup is taking place on Thursday. That's when it all kicks off. And it's going to be the host nation kicking it off, which is Russia. And one of the players that plays for them is interesting Arsenal at the moment. That is Aleksandr Golovkin, or Golovin. He plays for CSKA Moscow, a very good player. I remember him scoring that excellent free kick against us in the Europa League this season. And he's still young. I think it was 22, excellent midfielder. Now, according to Pierre-Emerick, they say that CSKA Moscow are willing to sell him. They've put the price out there. They want 25 million euros for him. From what I've seen of this guy, that's a steal. I don't think that's a lot of money for a player of his quality. And he comes with a lot of experience as well. There's a lot of game time for CSKA. He's played internationally as well. If that is the price for him, that represents a lot of value to me. And as I said, he's a very, very good midfield player. There's other teams interested in him, of course. I think even I've seen Man United being linked with him. But will Arsenal move in for him? And again, it's another player that we're going to have to that we're going to be able to assess over the World Cup, which is going to be really interesting to do this transfer window, to look at certain players and see what they're like, see if these players will fit Arsenal. We'll be able to see a Gilson Martins and, you know, see for ourselves, is this guy going to be up for it at the highest level? Although sometimes buying players at World Cups isn't always the best thing. You know, you see a player, he can have an excellent tournament, but having an excellent tournament and an excellent season are two different things. A tournament is like a few games, you know, World Cups and that, you know, there can be a few games where you can star in those games, but can you do it week in, week out at a Premier League club when you're under a lot of pressure, you know? I mean, look at Moussa Sissoko, who's now at Tottenham. Remember him in the Euros, he was unplayable. And then he comes back and he plays week in, week out, and you're like, is that the same guy? You know, so can't always buy players based off of World Cups, but it'd be really interesting to have a look at this Golovkin at this World Cup, as it will be to look at Lucas Torreira, a guy that we are heavily linked with, a guy where the links just keep continuing to grow and grow. Defensive midfielder, plays for Sampdoria, Uruguayan international. He'll be at the World Cup playing for Uruguay. We're being told that negotiations at the moment are still ongoing. There is apparently a sticking point over the agent's fees. That's what some of the reports are saying is holding up the deal. There's also other reports out there saying, and this is the sort of report that I can believe, that Arsenal are willing to pay the £22 million fee that is being asked for Lucas Torreira, but they want to do it in installments, right? And there's a lot of sort of media outlets sort of trying to make out that this is Arsenal as usual, being tight with the money, the fact that they haven't got more than about 50 million to spend. They're looking to do it in installments. Listen, that's a bit of propaganda some of these papers are spreading, because loads of clubs do deals in installments. It's not uncommon for a deal to be staged out over a couple of years. So this is nothing new. This is not Arsenal being tight. This is the world of football. This is how deals are done, and installments is a way in which clubs pay for teams. They always just cough at the money. Clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, when they pay like, you know, I don't know, 100 million for a player, do you think they just take 100 million out and say, here it is, cash, here it is, all done? No, they normally will pay that deal over a period of time in installments. So this is nothing unusual. And I think some of the sort of rumour stuff that's going around, we're trying to sort of almost kind of ridicule Arsenal for approaching it in this way, is unfounded, because it's just a regular way of doing things. Now, really interesting yesterday, Patrick Vieira, who, of course, Arsenal legend, and a person that we were looking at for the managerial post at Arsenal following Arsene Wenger. He left New York City yesterday, FC, who's been managing for the past couple of years, and he joined Nice as their new manager. Big role for him. taking on Nice over there in Ligue 1. He's going to be really be able to test himself for this job. And he took over as the new manager of Nice yesterday. Did we miss out in not getting Vieira in? Should we have brought Vieira in instead of Unai Emery? Only time will tell. I still think that Unai Emery was more suited to what we're trying to do right now, because he's got the experience of a manager. Vieira's got some experience, obviously, in managing New York City, but obviously that's a different level managing over in the MLS. But maybe in the future, we could see Vieira as a future Arsenal manager. I'd love maybe one day for that to happen and for Vieira to become perhaps a manager of Arsenal, but probably his time weren't quite now, and that appointment at Nice should really suit him. That's be a really good one for him to test himself. However, more interestingly, what does that mean for Jean-Michel Seri? Heavily linked with a move to Arsenal, amongst other clubs. He's been linked with Chelsea, other clubs as well, but heavily linked with a move away from Nice. Does the fact that Vieira's going in there now means that he might stay at Nice and not move to Arsenal after all? So, again, implications with Vieira going over there, but it could be the sort of managerial appointment that makes a player think, you know what, I'm sticking around there because Patrick Vieira, wow, this is a big name manager coming in, and this is exciting times at the club. And I've seen reports where Nice are saying that, obviously Vieira's going to want Seri to stay, and he's going to want Seri to be an important part of what he's looking to build there. However, money talks. Arsenal are interested. I've seen that Man City have come into the whole reckoning now as well. So who knows if Seri will stay there. But again, we want to keep an eye on with Jean-Michel Seri. So lots of transfer activity happening at the moment. Don't forget, as I said, the World Cup about to start. We will be over there. ArsenalFanTV will be at the World Cup. AFTV will be doing the World Cup. We'll be travelling around with England. We'll be going to various different games. We'll be going to fan parks. If you're over there, make sure you check us. We're going to be doing some great content from over there, really giving you an insight into the whole World Cup experience, which we're hoping is going to be good. Hoping it's not going to be no issues or nothing like that. Certainly, when I went over to Russia with Arsenal, when we played CSKA in Moscow, as I reported at the time, and I said to myself, I'm reporting honestly. If I go over there and I see trouble, I see racism or whatever, I'm going to come back and I'm going to say it as it is. That's how I do it. However, when I went over there, I was pleasantly surprised by how friendly everybody was and how the authorities went out of their way to make sure it was such a well-organised event. And I think that was almost like a bit of a dry run for the World Cup. So I'm optimistic that the World Cup is going to be really, really good. There's some unbelievable stadiums at the World Cup. Make sure you check out a video. It's going to be coming out later on ArsenalFanTV that gives you a rundown of all the stadiums at the World Cup. Some unbelievable stadiums. So looking forward to it, and we're going to be doing some great content over there. And AFTV Transfer Daily will be coming to you daily from Russia. So make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow.